this matter between the union that has previously represented these workers and then the rival union, AMCU. Well, someone who's familiar with this rivalry is former NUM President Thamsanqa Matosa, who joins us now on the line. Mr. Matosa, thank you very much for your time. Before we get into the nitty-gritties here, when you saw the events that have been playing out at that mine, what came to mind?
Well, good morning, Xoli, and the viewers at home. What came to my mind is the safety of those who decided to stay underground from Sunday. And I am extremely happy that now at least about 200 workers have decided to come back to surface.
Mr. Matosa, the conditions underground, you're someone who would be familiar with that situation. It's been very hot in the last few days. These workers have been underground since Sunday evening. Talk to us about whether you genuinely think that this was a voluntary sit-in by these workers, or, as some suggestions have been made, that this possibly was a hostage situation.
Well, Xoli, I won't really get into that, whether was it a genuine hostage, was it a hostage, or is it something that was planned? But then, as a former member and as a former leader of a trade union, it's very rare to have workers taking such a decision without the involvement of the leadership. Therefore, I won't say, it was something planned or not, but I'm saying as a fact, it's very rare to have workers taking such a decision to stay underground, knowing that they are breaking the law, knowing that they are exposing, those that are on chronic diseases, denying them an opportunity to take their medication, knowing that they are violating, all the rules and regulations, including the Mine Health and Safety Act.
Yeah. Let's then talk about the rivalry, because what you are saying now leads to a question that says, if the workers embarked on this, as you suggest, with possibly the express knowledge and consent of the leader of the new union that they want to belong to, was that a responsible thing to do, knowing that there are those workers who do suffer from chronic ailments, who are going to need medical attention, and as a result, there were at least 2 emergency services workers who were sent underground? Are you suggesting that there may have been recklessness on the part of whichever union decided that they must sit in underground?
Yeah, no, there was recklessness in my view, Xoli, because as a leader, what you do first before taking any decision, you ensure that the lives of those members are not at risk. You have to ensure that their work or employment is not at risk. You have to ensure that, their hygienic situation is not compromised. Remember, when we were still in the industry, we fought for the employment of women, in the industry. Now, can you imagine the conditions those women were exposed to for 5 days, 5 shifts? You have women who could not, shower. You have got women who possibly are breastfeeding, you know, their lives and hygiene, in my view, including their employment, was put at very, very high risk.
Yeah. Let me then bring quickly two questions. One, why is it that the NUM is constantly on the back foot and very strong accusations that it is in bed with management? In other words, it no longer represents the interests of workers. As a former leader of this union, does that worry you?
Well, one will always get worried, Xoli, but then the accusations need to be verified first, whether they are correct or not. But the other thing that I want to raise, Xoli, is that, you know, leaders must always avoid risking lives of members. Sitting underground is not only dangerous, but very, 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 it's not only illegal, but it is also dangerous. As to whether the NUM is in bed with management or not, I am not going to go to that extent, because remember, I left the NUM in 2018. So there is leadership there. I can't be competing with the leadership of the NUM being at home. So I really request not to answer that question. That question can be posed to the NUM.
All right.
If then you were asking that question whilst I was still in the membership of the NUM and also in the leadership of the NUM, I would confidently answer that question. Thank you.
All right. Thamsanqa Matosa, let me thank you very much for your analysis of this situation.